Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, thank you. So, in this video clip, we are going to talk about ordering numbers. Okay, to put numbers in order. And we're going to start with some vocabularies about ordering numbers that they use when telling you to order numbers. So if you look to my right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different words. So I will explain these 5 words. Alright? So first we have begin with or start with. This means the same thing. They can use either begin or start with. It's the same thing. Alright? So I have 3 numbers here and I have 3 places here. So to begin with or start with is this place, the first place. And then let's do this. We have 4, 9, and 6. Let's start with, see, I told you, let's start with the smallest number. The smallest number, which is the smallest number? The smallest number? Alright, it is 4. 4 is the smallest number, so start with the smallest number, which is 4. So we write 4 there, and then we go higher, 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 because we start with the smallest number. And what is the next number? The next, what I mean? The next number, that is the second smallest number, is 6. 6, and then we have 9. Okay? So this is what I mean with begin with or start with. And then I said the smallest number, the smallest number, the smallest number, not a big number. Well, sometimes it can be a big number, but it will be the smallest number out of all the numbers you can choose from. So the smallest number of these 3 is 4. Smallest number of these 3 numbers, we have 10, 5, and 8. Which is the smallest number? 5, right. So this is the smallest number. And the next word is greatest. Greatest. And greatest, that is a... You don't really use the word greatest in everyday talk when you speak English. A more commonly used word would be bigger, biggest, greatest, jeg til slut, biggest, jeg til slut. But people, when they speak English, they will more often use the word biggest instead of greatest. So greatest, that is a mathematical word. I mean, it is more correct mathematically to say greatest than biggest. But in this case, they mean the same thing. So, which is the biggest or the greatest word here? Just to make it easier for you to understand, I would say both words. When I refer to greatest, sometimes I will say greatest, sometimes I will say biggest, sometimes I will say both. Just so that you will remember both words. Okay? But if you have a maths test, then they will use the word greatest, not biggest. Okay? So, which is the greatest number? 17, 11, or 19? Greatest. Yeah, it is. Which is the biggest number? 19. Right. Good. And then, you understand, right? Okay, good. And the last word is arrange. So, arrange the numbers, arrange them from, arrange these numbers. So, arrange means to place them in order. You arrange them in order. But just the word arrange does not say which word you have to start or begin with. So it has to use, the question needs to use several of these words. So arrange, start or begin with the smallest number or the biggest number. So arrange them from smallest to biggest or greatest. I will write greatest here, not biggest. Arrange them from smallest to greatest. Okay. Let's take these numbers. So arrange them and then begin with the smallest number. Begin with the smallest number. Which is the smallest number here? 11. Yes. And then second smallest? 17. And then 19. So now you have arranged these numbers and you have arranged them from the smallest to the biggest or the greatest. Okay? So now let's do some examples. Kevin, he has 17 balloons. Okay. Kevin has 17 balloons. Eric, he has 12 balloons. And lastly, Sophia, she has 19 balloons. Now, what should we do? Arrange them from smallest to greatest. So smallest, which number is the smallest? 12. Good. So 12, and then which number is a little bit more than 12? 17. Yes. And lastly, 19. So now we have arranged these numbers from the smallest to greatest. Okay? We have one more example. Boom. He has 7 what? Let's see, what are you using in the book? Okay. He has 7 flowers. Okay? 7 flowers. 5. She has 12 flowers. Jack, he has 10 flowers. And then 9, she has 15 flowers. And then Fern, she only has 2 flowers. Okay, so now what to do? Arrange these numbers. Start with the biggest. So the biggest, who has the most flowers? Yes, 9. She has the most flowers. So you start with that number. And then after 9, who has the second most flowers? 5. 12. Yes. And after 5, Jack. 10. Good. And then Boom or Fern? Boom. Yes. 7. And lastly, Fern with 2. Good. So now we have arranged these numbers, these flowers, from the biggest to the smallest. Biggest or greatest. Okay? I hope you understand. So, I will show you a few exercises in the book, but only briefly. You will need to do 3 pages in the book, or maybe 4. No, 4 pages. So you need to do 165, 166, 167, and 168. 4 pages in the book. Okay? So I will briefly explain a few of the exercises, not every exercise, but a few of them. And then please do the homework. Alright? Good. So I will see you in a few seconds. Open your books, please. Okay? See you in the book. Alright, so here we are on page 165. So let's see what to do. Arrange these numbers in order. Begin with the smallest. So I will help you with the first one, A. So we have number 10, 8 and 13, and it says begin with the smallest number. So then it's 8. 8 is the smallest number, and after 8 comes 10, and after 10 comes 13. Okay, easy. And then do the same thing with B, smallest, and then the next exercise you begin with the greatest number, greatest for A and B. Okay, and then we turn the page to 166. 166. Okay, so arrange the numbers in order from the smallest to the greatest. Smallest to greatest. Okay, so what do you do? A, 11, 15, 12. And here they have written the smallest number. Smallest. So this is the smallest number. You start with the smallest. Okay, and then exercise number 2. Arrange the numbers in order from the greatest to the smallest. So here, greatest. Opposite from smallest. Now we start with the greatest. A and B. Okay, and then on page 167. Look at the numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 numbers here. So A, the greatest green number is. So here you need to focus on greatest, biggest, and green. Which is the biggest green number? And then B, smallest blue number is. C, arrange the blue numbers in order from the greatest to the smallest. D, arrange the green numbers in order from the smallest to the greatest. Alright? And lastly, page 168. Let's think along. So here, Ravi, Siti and Peter play a ball game. Ravi keeps his ball up for 17 counts. He bounces the ball up 17 times without dropping it on the floor. Siti, she keeps her ball up for 14 counts. And then Peter, how many counts? Peter has more counts than Siti, but he has fewer counts than Ravi. So how many counts can Peter have? So more than 14 but less than 17. Mากกว่า14 น้อยกว่า17. So Peter can have counts or counts because he can have 2 different numbers. Okay? Good. And that is all for this video clip. Okay, boys and girls, I hope you understood everything. If not, look at the video again. If you still don't understand after having watched the video 3 times, send me a message and I will answer your questions. Okay? Take care and bye bye. See you in the next video clip. Take care. Okay, so this is now for you parents out there. So these are the correct answers for these exercises. So if you look, they're placed in order, starting with the smallest or starting with the greatest. So these are the correct answers for the first exercise, page 165. This is the next page, 166. So from the smallest to the greatest, 11, 12, 15, and then B, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 20. And then the opposite, starting from the greatest to the smallest, 19, 18, 14, 12, 8, and 20, 16, 13, 6. And the next page, here you have various numbers, some numbers in blue, some numbers in green. So A, the greatest green number, and that is 15, and the smallest blue number, which is 12. Then arrange the blue numbers in order from the greatest to the smallest. So 20, 17, 16, and 12. And then B, arrange the green numbers in order from the smallest to the greatest, which is 6, 10, 12, and 15. And lastly, the last page. So City, Peter, and Flavie, they play balls, and Flavie keeps the ball up for 17 counts. City keeps the ball up for 14 counts. And then Peter, he has a number between 14 and 17. So Peter can have either 15 or 16 counts. So there are two numbers that are correct. Alright? And these are the correct answers. Please check your children's answers, and if you have any questions, send me a message. Alright, take care. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh, one more thing. Just if you notice it, I don't know if you did notice it, but if you did, then I'm wearing a different shirt in the video where I gave you, the parents, the correct answers. And that is because I forgot to do that yesterday when I made the video. So that's why today I'm wearing a red shirt. Yesterday I wore a blue shirt. So the video will have me wearing both blue and a red shirt. Blue for the video itself, explaining the concept and going through the exercises, and then a red shirt when I give you the correct answers. So just wanted to explain why I wore different shirts. I did not go home in between and then change shirts and then went back to school to give you the answers. Yeah, I simply just forgot to do that yesterday. Okay. Bye.